We all wear the same eyeglass frames. The Pickle Punks.
Pickle Punks.
Hi, this is John from the Pickled Punks.
Hi, John. This is Brian.
Brad here, Pickle Punk style.
We're missing a member of the Punks.
Yeah, we're like a three-legged person.
Sadly enough, Jim cannot be here, and then it's also his birthday, which is,
Is that related?
I don't know.
Oh.
Yeah.
I hope you're out there celebrating, Jim.
Yeah, we're thinking about you.
I wasn't.
Yeah, now we're not thinking about you anymore.
Yeah. Who?
So, right.
Yeah, Jim couldn't make it, but he sends his regards.
His warmest regards.
We're missing his dulcet tones.
We did see a movie, though.
We did.
What'd we see?
Brad?
In Time.
We saw this movie called In Time, year 2010.
2011.
Starring JT
Justin Timberlake.
and a bunch of other people.
Yeah, the one female lead. I recognize her, but I don't know from where.
She was in Mean Girls.
I thought she was Emma Stone, but it turned out when I Googled her to see pictures of her that it wasn't.
No, her name is Amanda Siegfried or something like that. I can't remember. Cillian Murphy's in it.
Who's that?
The time cop, times keeper.
Oh, the guy from Batman.
Yep, Batman guy.
He was also in Sunshine.
Oh yeah, Yep. Correct.
We saw that one. Remember Sunshine?
Yeah, I do. That's right.
Icarus. They're aboard Icarus. Okay,
like
that's a
that
different
movie.
movie altogether.
Oh, we're deep getting out of hand.
Who wants to summarize In Time?
Brad?
You have the time to do this?
I have the time. Yeah, the whole movie was one big time pun. It's set in what they call a dystopian future where the currency is time, and somehow they've manufactured individuals, or maybe not manufactured, but they found a way to make people live forever starting at the age of 25. And at the age of 25, you're given 1 year to live, and time is essentially the currency.
Mm-hmm.
And I guess it sort of takes place in kind of in the United States or somewhere. And the main character, Justin Timberlake, is kind of living day to day, doing his thing, and runs into an extremely rich person who has a century of time, over 100 years.
Mm-hmm.
And he kind of helps him out of a jam and gets that time. And
I think the guy wanted to commit suicide. He was tired of his long life.
right, he had been living 80 years or something like that.
He said something along the lines that the body may not age, but the brain continues to age.
Mm.
Well, I don't know if he meant that like organically, but more just like, I guess the human brain wasn't meant to continue to have existence for that long, and I guess there could be some side effects.
He felt it was time to die naturally.
Time to die. Yeah. So JT gets that bountiful amount of time, and then an unfortunate incident happens with his mother where she runs out of time. What do they call it?
Timing out.
Timing out. So she dies like in his arms very dramatically.
Very dramatically.
Very stupidly.
And then he kind of goes nuts with his time. It was very stupid.
This is like the movie. This is kind of my opinion of the whole movie. It sort of
Here we go.
held your hand at some points and took you with it, and then other times it just totally belly flopped with scenes like that. That's just my opinion.
Because she literally belly flopped? Is that what you're trying to say?
Just like it goes from like kind of neat, kind of interesting, and then all of a sudden a 5-year-old's behind the camera.
Yeah. And then so he goes on a kind of a sort of injustice rampage. I don't know, sort of to restore the balance. You kind of find out there's people he's living in the ghetto with no time, living day to day. And then there's people in different time zones that are kind of running the system, and they have hundreds or millions of years to spare.
Not time zones as in Eastern and Mountain, but
right.
Parts of the city, like subway time zones.
That is confusing. They didn't really explain that.
Yeah, it's like basically economic zones.
But because everything's a time pun, it's a time zone.
Yeah, no, I was confused at first too.
Everybody's segregated.
Yeah, there you go. Yep, and then he goes on a path to restore the balance, maybe? I don't know. Basically distribute time from the rich to the poor.
And supposedly motivated by some desire to emulate his father, who was a poorly sketched character in terms of that motivation, but supposedly his father did something different, did something similar, giving time away to the poor.
Yeah. We assume that one of the climactic scenes where you have this weird wrestling or fighting of time fighting. I don't know how they would classify it. Where
he's like arm wrestling.
Is basically I guess how you exchange time is you hold the other person's forearm, and I guess it's exchanged that way. And
it's like must be willpower or something.
Yeah, so there can be a very calm and deliberate exchange of time, and there can be a wrestling of pulling and pushing time.
Essentially, the whole place is a bully's paradise.
Yeah.
Sort of get your way if you just push people around a lot.
That's In Time.
And the daughter of the millionaire, Sylvia
Weiss. He
sort of redeems her in terms of carrying her along on this Bonnie and Clyde mission that he's got going on.
Yeah.
Yeah, she was kind of not really happy with her high society position and had some second thoughts about that class system.
She was a youngin'.
How does it end?
It ends with them stealing Sylvia. What's JT's character's name? Will
Salas.
Yeah, Will Salas and Sylvia rob Sylvia's father of was $1 million years, and distributing it to everyone so that essentially the whole system crumbled because with all that time they didn't have to go to work. So the poor people were all manufacturers, so they stopped manufacturing. And it ends sort of ambiguously. They drive off into the sunset, but I guess they go off to rob more banks, I guess is what they took.
Their purpose is to distribute time.
Right.
For free.
But it obviously it raises more questions about long term what would really happen, right? If all the manufacturers stop building shit.